A planned Native American Cultural Center in Oklahoma is one step closer to completion. After long and sometimes heated debate, the state Senate approved a bill that would provide necessary funding to finish the project. That leaves the fate of the long-delayed center in the hands of the members of the House of Representatives, where the outlook for success is far less certain.
The legislature first authorized creation of the American Indian Cultural Center and Museum in the mid-90s, with construction beginning in 2005. That construction ground to a halt 2 years ago after state funding dried up. Proposals for a $40 million bond issue to finish the project were shot down by the legislature last year. House members objected to increasing state debt and had concerns the museum would not earn enough profit to pay back bondholders on time. Last month, State Senator Kyle Loveless introduced a new proposal which changes how construction would be funded.
It's no longer a bond package, and it's bond financing. It's no longer a general revenue package. This package was something that was conceived basically to be more palatable to the House and in general, and to be better for the taxpayers.
The new proposal calls for money to be taken from the state's unclaimed property fund, matched by $40 million in private donations to complete the museum. Senator Clark Jolly told lawmakers the $40 million would be placed in a trust created for the cultural center.
But these monies do not represent taxes. They do not represent fees that have been paid in to the state. They represent monies that are going unclaimed and are likely not to be ever collected.
Senator Cliff Aldridge questioned Jolly about the possibility of depleting the fund.
Is it unclaimed? Is it most likely not to be claimed? Or is there a possibility that 20 years down the line, for some reason, that fund goes low and the legislature has to go in and put money back into the fund because people are now claiming money that is rightfully theirs that we took?
Monies that are sitting in the unclaimed property fund are subject to the treasurer's judgment to say how much, according to the formula to maintain his certification with his auditors, that he must retain. Mr. President, in order to make sure that fund is always solvent.
Aldridge also questioned the need to spend more on a project that has already received $67 million in state funds and another $16.3 million in federal stimulus money.
We're going to take money that does not belong to us and give it to the Oklahoma money pit. Now, I use that terminology because I think it could be one day a great museum. But based upon the amount of money we've spent on this so far and the place where it sits today, it has done nothing but suck money in.
Aldridge is concerned this plan still won't be enough to finish the project.
5 years from now, future legislators could be right back in this same position with this agency and the directors of it coming in here saying, we need more money because we got a museum down here that's still not finished because we didn't have the money. Is that an accurate statement?
I think the leadership there is very aware that this has been a problem for multiple years, trying to find a solution that did not increase state debt and or take away money from taxes. They see this as a possibility, and I don't think that they will neglect to get it done.
Despite the objections, the Senate approved the measure 30-17. The vote was a huge relief for Museum Executive Director Blake Wade.
Extremely humbled, by the way, and more excited about the fact that we did get it finally passed through the Senate and that we're already started on the House of Representatives. And as everybody said, it's tough, but it wasn't any tougher than the Senate, I promise you.
Wade insists concerns about alleged mismanagement of the project have been addressed.
We've got to make sure that they understand that we've had a 10-year audit and that it was a clean audit by the state auditor. We want them to know who the people are that we raised the $40 million from, such as the City of Oklahoma City, $9 million, from the American Indian Tribes, $39 from all of our leaders in the state that have believed in this.
Wade says the measure now before the House includes a provision that should answer fears about the agency asking for additional funding.
When we open, by 2019, that it becomes a trust. And once we do that, it's no more appropriations, no more going back to ask for money from the state of Oklahoma. We will be self-serving right here on how well we do.
Once finished, Wade believes the Cultural Center and Museum will not only become a destination spot for travelers, but also spur interest in cultural centers run by several of Oklahoma's 39 federally recognized tribes.
People will come here, and when they want to know more about the Kiowas, well, then there'll be a cultural center in the Kiowa tribe. There'll be a Chickasaw cultural center. So they'll be able to go down if they want to learn more about a specific tribe. We'll have a place for them to go to. This will be telling the story of the total 39 tribes that came into Indian country.
Representative David Dank agrees.
Who else has what we have with this culture in our state? And the answer to that is absolutely nobody. No other state can stand up and say, okay, we're going to put together a Native American Cultural Center that's going to feature 39 tribes and 39 cultures. They can't do it.
Dank will sponsor the bill in the House, where the measure's future is more tenuous.
We do have a very difficult task over here. There's been a lot of money poured into this. People understand that. I consider it to be an ace that's got to be played if you're going to win the game.
The measure got a boost Wednesday when all 29 House Democrats announced their support for the bill. Senator Loveless believes even with the reservations voiced by critics, Republican lawmakers will ultimately get behind the project.
Really will be, when it's finished, a crown jewel of Oklahoma for all Oklahomans, Oklahoma City as well. And I think that, 20 years, 30 years from now, I can take my kids, I can take my grandkids. And even the critics have said that they know that when it's open, it will be a world-class facility. So the question is, do you really want to be on the wrong side of history?
Wade says if the House approves the plan and the governor signs it into law, construction could resume as soon as July 1st.
We're going to get it done. It took 80 years to put the dome on our Capitol, and this is next.